Sometime in the past, a good friend of mine, a young undergraduate student, a year one student in university, came to me looking sad and worried. I asked him, what is the problem? He told me, Father, I'm here to pay my hostel fee. Can you help me to pay my hostel fee? I don't have any place to stay in the university. And because I know this boy very well, and also know his family, I was like, I know your parents can afford your hostel fee. What is the problem? They didn't give you the money. He wanted to tell me they didn't give him the money. But because I knew his family very well and he knew I would call them, he told me, Father, actually, they gave me the money. But I used it to play Bet Naija. I used my hostel money to play Bet Naija. I was told that I can double the money. Maybe if I play Bet Naija, 15,000, I can double it and get 50 or 100,000. So I played the first one, I lost. I got another money, played, I lost. And then I was told to increase the money and play a particular one. But once I play this one, I will make so much money that will cover everything I lost. I used the remaining money and played, and I lost everything. Now he came to me, requesting me to give him the hostel money. I looked at him, even though he was looking depressed and sad, but I didn't spare him. In fact, I gave it to him hard. I told him, you are very stupid. That was what I told him. Yeah, I told him, you are very stupid. How can you use your hostel money to play Bet Naija? Who does that? What happened to your senses? Now, before you get me wrong, pay attention. Listen, there is nothing wrong with playing Bet Naija. You don't even need to go to confession because you played Bet Naija. But at your age and stage in life, please, by all means, run away from anything called Bet Naija. Run away. Bet Naija is not for jobless and dependents. People who are jobless and people who are dependent, just like you depend on your parents for sustenance. Bet Naija is big boys game. Is big boys game. When I mean big boys game, I mean game of people who have enough to spare. People who have enough to throw away. In America, we have things like casino. We have things like pool. These are big boys game. Maybe you are making 150,000 every month or 250,000 every month as your salary. You can say, okay, from my salary, I will be using 20,000 for betting. It's okay. It's okay. You can remove 20,000 from your betting and say, this one is for betting. Why the other 30,000 or 130,000 is for my responsibility as a man or a woman. But to use your hostel fee, school fees, your basic salary to play Bet Naija with the hope of doubling the money, that is the height of stupidity and foolishness. Because you can blow the money away. You can blow the money. And you enter into real shit. You use your house rent to play Bet Naija. And then the next day, the landlord will tell you to get away. And you become homeless. No. And one of the things about this kind of stuff that if you are seeing Bet Naija as a means of livelihood, as a means of survival, you are in for the shock of your life. Because it is not a stable source of income. It's like building your survival on chance and luck. You are building your survival on chance and luck. You can win today and lose tomorrow. It happens that way. And let me tell you, people lose more than they gain in this betting stuff. They lose more than they gain. And it is highly addictive. It is highly addictive. You can get so addicted to it that you become a slave to this. And it has a way of giving you false sense of victory and hope. It has a way. You'll be studying your what do you call it? Your ticket, you'll be studying it. Oh, you even know the names. You'll be studying the ticket and you'll be saying, hey, Chelsea just spoiled my ticket. Hey, Arsenal just messed up my ticket. It was just one match. I would have won 20 million naira. Many people who have been saying that kind of thing. I know a lot of people who play this team who will always tell your father, if not for this match, I would have been a millionaire today. I say, I know. You would have been a millionaire. You are still a poor man. So deal with it. You are still a poor man, so deal with it. Listen. There is nothing wrong with Bet Naija, but everything is wrong with it. For you to play it as a student, for you to play it as a dependent, for you to use your hostel, your school money, your hostel fee, your school fees to play Bet Naija. There was a funny skit I watched on Facebook. A manager of a company gave his driver money to go and buy fuel for the company. He came to Bet Naija place and he was told, you can even double this money and have your profit and then use the other one to buy fuel for your manager. The guy said, this sounds so good. He used the money he was getting to buy fuel and play Bet Naija, and the money was blown away. He refused to return to the company. The fuel he was meant to buy and return within 30 minutes. For 2 hours, he was working outside the company. Doesn't know how to face the manager. Eventually, when he summoned the courage to face the manager and narrated his funny story, the manager told him, clap for yourselves. I am going to collect this money from your salary. And he started paying from his salary. Many of you are falling victim to this kind of. And there's one thing Bet Naija does to people. You will lose the first time, lose the second time, lose the third time. The moment you want to feel frustrated and disappointed, I want to quit, they will give you a win. You will win a money that will cover partly what you lost. And you feel grateful, you feel happy, and your interest is built all over again. You start again. You will start losing. You will start losing. You will start losing. When you want to feel like quitting and losing interest, you will win. And maybe the one you win will cover what you lost a little. And you will feel, oh, I'm getting it. Until they will render you useless and hopeless. You will start stealing. Please, I want to plead with you. If you don't have money to spare, don't go into Bet Naija. Don't use your income that should be channeled towards your education, towards your family responsibility, towards your career, towards this. To play Bet Naija, you will play away your future. You will play away the future of your children. You will play yourself into homelessness. You will play your way out of school and become a dropout. It has happened to a lot of people. So learn it from me today. Bet Naija is a big boy game. It's big boys game. Those who can lose 50,000 without feeling it, because he knows every month he makes like 300,000. A bank manager who aims 300,000 a month, or 250,000 a month, or 500,000 a month, can decide to say, I will be using 20,000 for Bet Naija every month from my salary. It's okay, it's fine. One day he can win big, fine. But if he loses, nothing happens. And then you limit it to that amount and say, I'm not going to spend more than 20,000 from my salary for Bet Naija every month, or for whatever bet. Because if you go over social media now, most of our skit makers and celebrities, they're advertising all these betting sites. You hear them. The one they call Octafest, the one they call Wallace Bet, the one they call Bet King. Name them. Star Bet, Bet Bonanza, that what? Money Points. One times. What else bet now? Which other one? Said what? Wallet Coin. Sporty Bet. There are so many of them. Let me tell you, these people are cashing out big for your vulnerability. And this thing has a psychological bent to it. Once you become emotionally invested and psychologically invested in this, they will milk you dry. They will milk you dry. You see a family man, a responsible man, who is hoping to pay his school fees from Bet Naija until the school throws his children away because he has not won anything. The little money he makes, he uses to play the Bet Naija. It is going to destroy you. So please, I want to plead with you. Don't make that mistake. Remember what I said, there is nothing wrong with Bet Naija, but it is only for those who have enough to spare, who have enough to throw away, that when they lose it, they don't feel it. A bank manager who makes 300,000 or 250,000 a month and decides to use 10,000 to play Bet Naija, that's nothing. If he loses 10,000 naira, it doesn't affect him much because he has enough to spare. If I decide to play Bet Naija as a priest, I may think I can say I have some to spare. I don't have anybody I'm paying school fees for. I don't have a child of my own. I don't have any house rent I'm going to pay tomorrow. I have a house where I place my head. I don't need to buy the food I eat. I have a place where I get my normal food. So I can say I have a little to spare. But somebody who doesn't have anything to spare, the little 10,000 your parents gave you to manage for the semester or for the month, you go inside it and collect 5,000 and play Bet Naija, you are the biggest fool in town. Say congratulations to yourself. I say congratulations to yourself. You are the biggest fool in town. So you deserve an award. You deserve an award as the biggest fool in town to use your school fees, your pocket money, and your hostel fee or whatever to play Bet Naija. I have seen many students who go on starving. I have seen some who now trek from home to school because the Bet Naija they hope to make money, they didn't make anything. They didn't make anything. And it is going to distract you. You will not focus on your education or your schooling. You will continue to hold your phone and continue to press and continue to check, continue to see updates. When there is no live match, you go over to virtual. You don't distract you. Let me tell you, the amount of time you spend doing betting, checking your phone, following live match, playing virtual or whatever, if you spend it to acquire a skill or talent, it is going to pay you more. The interest will be bigger than whatever. Today, social media is filled with skit makers. There are countless pages of content creators on social media. All these content creators, they need the services of video editors. They need services of video editors. The son who takes care of this video we do here has the skill and he's paid for it. If you develop skill for video editing, there are people who will start looking for you to use their skill, video them, edit their video and publish for them. They will pay you. You hear of Sabinus, you hear of so many skit makers, Macaroni, and name them. You know all of them. Listen, all these people, they have video editors, content creators. These content creators, they have video editors who edit their content and publish it for them. You can use that time to develop the skill. It's going to serve you so good. Another point. Listen. Another friend of mine came visiting sometime in the past, and he was having iPhone 14 Pro Max. I asked him, how much did you buy the phone? He told me, Father, this phone is about 1.2 million. I shuddered. I said, wait, 1.2 million? How did you come about the money? Are you a Yahoo boy? He said, no, Father. I said, how did you come about the money? He said, Father, don't leave that in. I knew he was not telling me the truth. Deep within me, I sensed maybe it's into Yahoo. But I didn't push further. Now, after a month, he came around. I saw him using button phone. I said, where is that your iPhone 14 Pro Max? He started scratching his head. I said, did you sell it? I said, Father, it's a long story. What do you mean by long story? Please, I'm interested in a long story. Tell me what happened. He said, Father, nah, Father, I was just coming back from school one day. The keke I entered. Those boys, don't know, they slapped the devil out of me and collected the phone from me. I said, 1.2 million naira, you lost it. Just like that. Just like that. Now pay attention. Pay attention. Listen. A governor, a government official, a highly wealthy man can buy iPhone 14 Pro Max and use it till it gets old or spoils or he gets tired of using it and he'll buy a new one. It will be highly improbable for the man to lose that phone as a result of the phone being snatched on keke, or because he's not going to enter keke any day. He's not going to enter keke any day. Listen, don't buy a phone you can lose so easily. Don't buy a phone you know you can lose so easily, and when you lose it, replacing it becomes difficult and impossible. For instance, I don't remember the last time I entered keke because I have my private car. I don't remember the last time I entered keke. So it will be difficult for me to lose my phone on keke. It will be difficult for me to lose my phone. But it will be easier for you to lose your phone because you will enter keke one day or the other. Because it will be easier for you to lose your phone while entering keke. Don't spend money buying that kind of phone that you can lose so easily, because the pain will bite deeper. The pain will bite so deeper. What are you doing with a phone of 200,000 naira, 300,000 at this age? What are you doing with it? You can buy a phone of 60, 70 for 100,000 down. It's okay. Such phone is going to serve you very well. But to buy phone of 300, 400, 500,000, and not that you are even doing something serious with it. If you're a content creator, you can say, okay, you need a phone with camera that has high resolution. But you're just using it to tell a girl, how are you? How was your night? What did you eat last night? That is what the phone is for. To ask your girl, how was your night? What did you eat last night? A phone of 300,000, 400,000. Come on, you can do better than that. A phone of 50,000 can do that for you. But that's not even my pain. My pain is that you can lose that phone just so easily. Because you can enter keke, one tout or aburo will just give you the beating of your life and collect your phone. You know that he's going to collect your phone, he's going to beat you on top of it and collect it. See, it doesn't make sense. And then for those in SS3, SS2, very soon now you enter university. Let me give you one of the tips that makes for better living in university. Instead of buying a phone of 250, 300,000, do you know you can buy a phone of 70, 80,000? Then from that 300 you should have used to buy phone, you can get like 100,000 or 90 or 80 and buy a portable freezer. Now, owning a freezer in the university is not a luxury. Listen, owning a freezer in the university is not a luxury. Why I say it's not a luxury is this: you can cook your food and store it in the freezer and leave it there. A food you should have eaten within a day or 2 days, you can store it for a week in the freezer and it will be there. It will save you cost of having to cook food every day or having to warm the food every day. Every day you warm it, every day you warm it. After 2 days, the food has become tasteless due to constant warming all the time. You see, and it's going to help you to save cost. I know an old boy who now studies in Uniben. He has a portable freezer. He has a microwave. He cooks his food, stores in the freezer, comes out in the morning, dishes out the quantity he needs, puts in the microwave, warms it 3 minutes, gets it out and eats, and then goes for his lecture. But you see somebody who is using a phone of 300,000. He doesn't have a freezer in his room. Now, he cooks in the morning, eats. In the afternoon, he cooks. At night, he cooks. He keeps cooking every time. Maybe after a week, his money has finished. Or he eats out every day. By the time you eat out 2 or 3 times, you will know that you are not financially prudent. It creates another burden for you. You now see the point. So these things are two of the tips you need to know to help you to survive. I'm telling you because we have gone there and seen things. So don't make the mistake of using a phone of 500,000, especially this is mostly on girls. You want to level up. You want to use iPhone 13 Pro Max. No problem. These Yahoo boys, they will give you 13 Pro Max. But maybe the price you will pay will be 100 Pro Max. The price you will pay to get that 13 Pro Max will be 100 Pro Max or 1000 Pro Max. And you know the implication. So you have to be wise. You have to be wise. It will be foolhardiness for you to be moving about with a phone that is costly enough to pay a house rent. A phone that is big enough that can even serve as a capital for a young business person who wants to start a business. You see somebody walking about with a phone of 1.something million, with a phone of 1.3 million, a phone of 600,000, you go and enter keke. No problem. No problem. A friend of mine was returning from school. At open worker, just at the park, touts came in front of the door with gun and cutlass and were telling every passenger, as you are coming down, drop your phone inside this basket. No argument. Drop your wallet, drop everything inside this basket. This boy told me, Father, when I was dropping this phone, I was crying inside me. One of the passengers who wasted time before dropping his own, the kind of cutlass they gave him, they almost cut off his ear. For you to know that they are not joking. They almost cut off his ear for you to know that they are not joking. You now see. For somebody to steal my phone from me, the person must not be in keke to steal my phone from me. The person must not be walking on the road to steal my phone from me. The person must be a highway robber to steal my phone from me. The person must have a car, have a group, and then stand on the highway. Now, robbers who can stand on the highway are highly sophisticated robbers, and it takes a whole lot to pull that stunt. It takes a whole lot to pull that kind of stunt. So I'm not trying to say if I drive a car with my phone, I'm not going to lose it. But losing it will not be so easy, because robbers who will do that kind of deal must invest. They must be highly placed robbers. But for all this stuff you see on the street, if you bring yourself, they use you for their lunch or supper or breakfast.